So, today, let's get into a really personal story from earlier this year. It's a cautionary tale for sure about a financial scam, but it's about so much more than that. It's really about what gets lost when your trust is completely shattered and how much more than money is actually on the line.
And this quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's not about a simple transaction. It's about a loss that feels deeply personal. This is that feeling that goes way beyond the bank statements and right into the real human cost of a scam. Every story like this starts with a promise. For the person in our story, that promise showed up in early 2024, right on social media. It came in the form of someone named Ghazala Din, and it all began, like it so often does, with just a little glimmer of hope for a better future.
Now, the appeal here wasn't some aggressive, in-your-face sales pitch. No, it was way smarter than that. It was all built around this carefully crafted online personality. You had these super confident captions, friendly, personal-feeling replies, and just a constant stream of posts that painted this perfect picture of success that felt, well, it felt like it was just within your reach. It was like an invitation to a better life, and it felt completely real.
But then the story takes a turn. Those promised payments, they don't show up. And that confident, friendly tone starts to crack. It gets replaced by this never-ending stream of excuses and delays. And this is the exact moment when that hope starts to curdle into real anxiety. So the cycle of excuses kicks off with reassurances just like this one. The language is so personal, it's almost vulnerable, and it's totally designed to shut down any suspicion you might have. It makes you feel like you're a part of their struggle, just encouraging you to wait a little bit longer. Hope becomes the tool they use to keep you on the hook. And when the simple promises aren't working anymore, the excuses escalate. Suddenly, they become these big personal crises. It's not about business delays anymore, it's about health emergencies. This tactic completely shifts the dynamic. It's not a financial deal anymore. It's a personal plea for your sympathy, which makes it so much harder to push for the money you're owed. And this is the final stage of the manipulation. The scammer completely flips the script and paints themselves as the victim. The tone gets desperate, pleading. They aren't just asking for time, they're begging for it, trying to frame what they did as just trying to help, and it all backfired on them. It's a total last-ditch effort to stay in control. But, in between all of those manipulative messages, there is silence. And that silence is a huge part of the psychological pressure. The waiting, the constant uncertainty, rereading all the old promises over and over. It just creates this intense anxiety. Every unanswered message, every single day that went by with no contact, it just made that feeling of the trap closing in even worse. So eventually, that whole cycle of hope and then despair just became too much to handle. The victim decided it was time to get a definite answer from an official source, the UK's Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA. This was the moment to finally find out the objective truth.
And this is the question that just haunts you in a situation like this, isn't it? Was I foolish or was I robbed? Getting an answer is about so much more than the money. It's about finally understanding what in the world really happened to you.
And here's the answer. The FCA's response was cold, blunt, and official. And those words, hallmarks and characteristics of a scam, they just landed like a final verdict. It might not have been a court conviction, but it was a crystal clear confirmation of the victim's absolute worst fears. So what does this unauthorized verdict actually mean in the real world? Well, it means the person they trusted, Ghazala Din, had no record on the official register. And this is so critical. It means there is no safety net. None. No compensation scheme to try and get your losses back, and no ombudsman service to appeal to. You are completely and totally on your own. So with that official confirmation in hand, the next steps were pretty clear. Cut off all communication, report it as a crime, and just accept the incredibly hard truth that the money was gone for good. But the real aftermath, the real damage, went so much deeper than a bank account. And this right here really gets to the core of the true damage. On one side, sure, you've got the financial loss. You can put a number on that. But on the other side, that's the deeper loss. Your trust in your own judgment, that feeling of a secure future, your peace of mind. That's the damage that sticks around long after the money is gone. But an experience this painful can't just end as a loss. It can be turned into something useful, a powerful warning, a lesson that can actually protect other people from going through the exact same thing. And you know what? It all comes down to one simple, absolutely crucial action.
And that's really the whole motivation for sharing such a difficult story. It's the hope that by explaining exactly what happened, the tactics, the emotional manipulation, the devastating fallout, it'll make someone else, maybe even you, just pause for a second before making a similar choice. So here it is, the key takeaway. Before you even think about investing, just pause, take a breath, then check the official FCA Financial Services Register online. And if the person or the company that's promising you the world isn't on that list, the advice is simple. Walk away. Don't engage. It is the one single check that could have changed this entire story.
At the end of the day, this whole experience just boils down to one fundamental question. In this world of online promises and slick, confident pitches, you have to stop and ask yourself, who are you really trusting with your future?